there is a natural law. This law is called the law of identity and causality. The law of identity states that a thing is what it is and cannot be anything else. The law of causality is a law of identity in action, hence their coupling. Entities can only act and produce effects in accordance with their nature. For example, if a male and female antelope mate, the law of identity and causality will guarantee a baby antelope will be the resultant offspring. The sun produces solar radiation. The law of identity and causality will guarantee it will never emit solar Sprite or some other liquid beverage. The sun will never produce an effect that is against its nature. The law of identity and causality shows that the Judeo-Christian God created nothing because the nature of this God is defined as infinite, yet everything in the universe and on earth is of a finite nature. No supernatural God made anything in the universe because it would be against the law of identity and causality for this God to have produced effects that were against its very being. What does produce limited finite effects? Nature, of course, and natural causations, which are the true arbiter and creators of the universe and the things that inhabit this earth. Per the law of identity and causality, since everything on earth is of a finite nature, no infinite God or supernatural explanation can be utilized to explain terrestrial phenomenon because this violates the law. Many theists and God believers will immediately object, saying God created the laws of nature and the universe, therefore he is above them and not bound by them. This fails for several reasons. First, it is a fallacy of special pleading. They are attempting to exempt their God from the same rules that apply to everything else. Secondly, for God to operate in this universe, he must be subject to the laws of the universe, otherwise he can do the logically impossible. And theists, in order to rescue their God from the falsifying incoherence of the rock paradox, have long said their God can only do what's logically possible. If God can do the logically impossible, then his existence becomes impossibly incoherent and is refuted by that alone, since he could then make a rock so heavy he can't lift it, create a being powerful enough to destroy him, or make a square circle. Thus, if God were real, he would be subject to the laws of the universe. And the law of identity and causality shows that the Judeo-Christian God, and indeed any supernatural entity or explanation, is fallacious and erroneous in being potentially employed to explain the finite phenomenon that we see all around us. This is irrefutable proof that, like we have always seen, natural explanations are behind all things we witness or have yet to witness, and behind all things that we see that have been created, including the creation of our very universe. Because only natural explanations follow the law of identity and causality in producing effects that are commiserate with itself.